Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So it is a beautiful misty autumn morning today. As the title suggests, I am going to be tentatively organizing my sewing room. I'm going to be utilizing the space that is kind of a walk-through area in our basement right now, but it will be turning into my sewing space. So welcome to my sewing space. You can see outside. Yeah, so this is kind of a walk-through area. That's our furnace room. This is all storage boxes and whatnot, some sewing stuff. And this is gonna be my sewing area. So I have quite a lot of work cut out for me, but before I can start, I need to get this little one to sleep so I have both my hands free. So I will be back momentarily. Bye! Morning everyone. So instead of continuing on to the sewing room, I'm actually going to be going on a little road trip. I was on Marketplace last night and came across a vintage Singer sewing machine that someone is getting rid of. And I think it's a 1914 and it comes with all the feet. So I decided, you know what, dropping everything, we are going on a little road trip and going to get this machine. So let's go for a little drive and then we'll get back to the sewing room. So it's definitely gotten a little bit worse down here, mostly because I tried to sew some projects without actually organizing the space. So one of the things that happened last year when we were moving is I kind of ran out of time to pack, and so all of my fabric just ended up going into cardboard boxes. And after the move, I picked up some totes that I could transfer my fabric over to, and this would help protect it from any potential rodents and also protect it if we have any leaks. So we have discovered that our basement does have a tiny leak, and so this is just an extra precaution just so my fabric doesn't get ruined. Okay, so it's looking a little bit better. Not much, but a little bit better. I've transferred my fabric over to totes now. These boxes right here, once I have shelves up, those things can be unpacked and go up because those are my breakables. I still have a lot of stuff over here. Here, I'll move you. So I need to deal with all this stuff now. I don't know how I got so much stuff. Again, once I have shelving up and I've organized my cutting table, it'll help a bit. Now, my cutting table underneath is practically empty right now, so a lot of the stuff will go back into underneath my cutting table. I just feel like it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. So, woo! I'm just going to pretend, you know, that snapping thing. Alright, so I have not made that much progress in here. So I'm going to put a shelf along here. Thinking I'm going to put my white banker boxes up there. That'll just get things up and then I'll have a bit more space. And then I can figure out the next step. It is roughly 10 p.m. right now, and now I get to try and hang a shelf. I've never actually done this by myself, so we'll see how this goes, but theoretically, it shouldn't be too hard, right? Lots of people hang shelves. Before I do this, I want to make sure that it's level, because that would not be a good place to start if it wasn't level. Alright, do a little quick spin around. I think I'm going to swap the location of those, so my bookshelf will go over there and my sewing machine will go here. I need to finish setting up my ironing board section, and then that will empty that box because it just goes underneath my ironing board. And then, yeah, that fits pretty much perfectly in there. It sticks out a little bit, but I think once I get the top of it cleared off, it should just slide in quite nicely, because there's about a foot of room right there, at least for now. So there we go. I have quite a bit of work ahead of me, but it's looking a bit better. So it has been over a year since I have sewn on this machine, and it's finally time to start putting it back together and get the oil in and make sure that it is all in working order. So first things first, I need to raise up the table because this is a bit too low for the height that I like it. If you look here, if I go fast enough, you should see oil coming up through there. And let's just let me know that there's still oil in here, which is good. I've got the majority of the machine still back together. I still have to rethread it. But I do still have these 2 extra pieces. And I can't find the bolts for them. So I think these are to help keep the machine table up. So I'm going to have to head to the hardware store and see if I can find some replacement screws for these. So theoretically the table should be fine like this, but better to try and get these pieces back in before I go full steam ahead with the next project. Yeah. Alright. Now it's time to thread the machine. Good morning, everyone. So it is a beautiful day outside today, and I am so excited to get back to work. I got a lot of stuff done last night, so I finished putting up most of my pegboard. I still can't find my thread holders, so I'm still looking for that. But I've got a lot of boxes to go through, so there's still time to find that. Anyway, so I've got most of my pegboard set up. I'm slowly rearranging this over here. I want to put my fairy lights and roses back up above my pegboard because I loved that in my other sewing location. I'm slowly making progress. I'm eating the elephant one bite at a time. So something I've realized is with this house, I don't have the same amount of storage I had because what I originally used for some of my storage is now being used for our board game cabinet. So I am trying to figure out where things are going to go. Also, I have to be wary of where I'm putting brackets into the walls. Behind this wall here is our bathroom. And if I miss a stud and end up going into a shower pipe, that'd be bad. So I am just trying to figure out my storage for this side of the house, or that side of the room right now. Also, this is the first time I've had all my fabric boxes in my sewing room. Usually they've been under my bed or in a closet down the hall. And I've realized just how much fabric I have. So maybe it's a good thing I live in a town that does not have a fabric store. And at least force me to use what I have in my stash. Alright, so I've got a lot of work to do today. And not a lot of time to do it. So let's get to work. Welcome to another day. I picked up some of these 6-inch hooks and I'm hoping that I can replace all my little chopsticks that I was using earlier for my thread holder. Yeah, chopsticks and foam. That was what used to hold up my thread, and I finally splurged and got some hooks. So we'll see how this goes. Hello everyone. I'm not completely done organizing this place yet. It definitely took a little bit longer to get things organized than I originally had planned, but I feel like this is a good place to end the video. The sewing room is set up enough that I can start creating projects in here, but I'm still going to continue working away on refining the organization that I currently have here. My daughter is just currently sitting here beside me, chilling with some toys. So the space is not completely done yet. I do still have several things that I want to continue on. One of them is the big stash of boxes that I currently have hidden behind a curtain. I am looking for a storage solution for that. I'm hoping to find a large cabinet that one I could store some heads in, that I can put my dye in, just a lot of my things that are breakable or cumbersome in their size. And then once that's taken care of and organized, then I can finish making the space a little bit more cohesive. Another big project that I need to work on for organization is actually my fabric. So I have a lot of fabric that I need to organize. I think I'm going to be making a fabric organizing video for that. I haven't decided yet, but if you are interested in seeing fabric organization, let me know down in the comments and I will create a video for you guys. Otherwise, it's just going to be something that I'll be working on my own time. So I think I'm fairly satisfied. 1 second, little miss. You're just going to sit here for a second. Does that sound good? As I was saying, I'm not completely finished organizing in here. I do still have several things that I want to do. But at this point, I am ready to start sewing again. And I really want to make myself a dress for Mother's Day. So I figured that is a perfect project to start. Okay, I gotta be quick. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do want to see a fabric organizing video, please let me know down in the comments. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!